Monte Carlo, Saturday morning. A perfect golden hour over the harbor, but a storm is about to break inside the pit lane. In the garage, mechanics swarm the car. They don't know that the team is moments from collapse. Driver Riku has tested positive for a banned substance. He is suspended effective immediately.
This is a setup. I never took anything. You have to believe me.
Suspended? On race day? Without a driver? We forfeit the entire weekend. Tell me we have options.
Takumi holds a super license. He built this car. Put him in the seat, now.
All eyes on me. The chief engineer. Suddenly their only hope. They don't know what I can do.
Takumi, you designed the chassis. You know every bolt. You are the only one who can save us.
I'll drive. They forced me into this seat. They have no idea what I've prepared. Time to load T-04.
Takumi pulled on the Nomex suit, then the balaclava. Every motion deliberate, as if he had lived this moment in his head for years. 10 years old, clutching a go-kart trophy. A memory he buried by choosing engineering over the cockpit.
My super license is still valid. I earned it at 15. The team never knew.
An engineer in the car. This will be a disaster, just as I planned.
He lowered himself into the cockpit. The steering wheel felt like an extension of his own hands.
T-04 loaded. 2 years of secret simulations. Let's see if my data translates to asphalt.
The engine fired. A brutal, beautiful scream that silenced the garage.
Yes, the engineer is driving. Keep the replacement driver ready. Once Takumi fails, we move.
They pushed me into this. I will show them exactly what this car can do. I am not a driver. But today, I will be faster than any of them.
The car rolled onto the track. Q1 began, and every second felt like a verdict.
Tire temperature's still low. Grip is vague. Don't force it. Let the car come to you. Turn-in point at Saint Devote. I've run this corner 1,000 times in simulation. Exact same line.
Takumi is finding rhythm. Purple Sector 2. The engineer is pushing.
Look at that throttle trace. It's perfect.
The telemetry matched his best simulator, runs exactly. Pure muscle memory, coded over years.
T-04 is alive. The car responds exactly as I designed it.
He crosses the line, P6 overall, and into Q2. Unbelievable from the chief engineer.
In the garage, a stunned silence broke into cautious applause. But not everyone was smiling.
Q1 is nothing. I know this car's limit. Q2 is where they'll see.
In the garage, Yamato moved like a shadow, his smile too tight as he approached Takumi.
Takumi, brilliant drive. But the car looked loose. Maybe a rear wing adjustment for Q2?
The car is fine. I know exactly what it needs. You want me to doubt my own design. I've tuned this car in thousands of virtual laps.
Late nights in his cramped apartment, alone with a sim rig and the Monaco circuit glowing on screen.
My T-04 setup isn't guesswork. It's 2 years of data, perfected in silence.
Arrogant fool. I'll make sure this is his only race.
The Q2 session timer ticked closer. Mechanics made final checks. Okada watched from the pit wall, a flicker of hope in his eyes.
I am not driving to prove anything. I am driving because this car deserves to win.
Enjoy your moment, engineer. It ends today.
The Q2 clock started. Takumi was the first car out, building tire temperature on a clear track.
Now, push the braking later. Trust the downforce I calculated.
Takumi flies through Sector 1. Purple again. He is 3/10 up on the top time.
At the swimming pool chicane, the car bottomed out, showering sparks. Takumi held it, millimeter precise. In the grandstands, fans gasped. In the garage, hands flew to headsets.
He crosses the line. Takumi goes P3. The engineer is through to Q3.
This is unexpected. But something about Riku's test still bothers me. The timing was too convenient.
What do you mean they might retest? I told you, handle it. Pay them more.
I need to see the original test documentation and access to team email archives. Something isn't right. If someone inside our team did this, I will find the proof, no matter who it hurts.
After Q2, the paddock erupted. Media flocked to Takumi, microphones thrust at his face.
No comment. The car is fast. I focus on one lap at a time.
Perfect. Time to add a little pressure.
Within minutes, a whisper became a headline. Engineers' illegal software. The team's comms lit up.
Okada, the stewards are asking about suspicious setup files. They want a formal review.
Review whatever you want. Takumi's data is clean, but do it publicly so this rumor dies here.
They're grasping, but the distraction is dangerous. I need Q3 to be perfect.
Let them review. I made sure the file dates look altered.
In the garage, the air was thick. Crew members exchanged uneasy glances as the stewards arrived.
Focus on driving. I'll handle the politics.
In his office, Okada dug deeper. The T-04 file wasn't suspicious. It was old, 2 years old, with thousands of logged laps.
This wasn't a setup for today. It was a secret project, hidden in plain sight. Takumi, how long have you been preparing for this?
2 years. Every single night. I know this car better than anyone in this paddock.
You built this in silence? Why didn't you tell anyone?
I am an engineer first. I wanted the design to be enough, but I couldn't let the car fail.
Drive. I trust your data and your judgment.
Okada placed a hand on his shoulder, a silent promise.
They're trusting him after all my work. Time for a real plan. Q3 will end before it starts. I'll make sure this engineer never drives again.
As the Q3 countdown began, Yamato slipped into the garage, blending with the bustle.
One loose wire, and he'll be deaf to the pit wall. Perfect.
A young engineer, returning for a tool, froze at the sight.
Say a word, and I'll make sure you are blamed for the sabotage. Your career ends.
The young engineer backed away, eyes wide, and disappeared into the corridor. Moments later, the car was pushed out to the grid. The radio check lights stayed dark, unnoticed in the pre-Q3 tension. Takumi keyed the radio. Only crackle answered. A crewman gave a thumbs up. Time to go.
No radio. Fine. I know this track better than any voice in my ear.
On the grid, the car sat silent. No radio. Only the engine's growl and 1,000 sim laps.
Now drive, engineer. With no one to save you when it falls apart.
The Q3 session went green. Takumi rolled out of the pits, the Monaco circuit glittering ahead.
Traffic in the first sector. I was blocked into Saint Devote. That run is gone. Keying the radio. Nothing. Static. The pit wall can't reach me. I am alone. I could pit and have them check the wiring. But there's no time. Q3 ends in 3 minutes, so I stay out. I don't need a voice. I am the engineer. This car is my design.
He flung the car into turn 1, braking impossibly late. The lap was alive.
Now, Saint Devote. My simulation data said brake at 25 meters. Do it.
Through the swimming pool, the chassis scraped the guardrail. Sparks flew. He held it.
Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2. Takumi is on a pole lap.
The tunnel. Keep it flat. The setup is perfect. This is my track.
Out of the tunnel, the car exploded into the harbor light. Takumi's hands moved like they belonged to the circuit itself.
Last sector. Tabak. Piscine. The line is pure muscle memory now.
The car grazed the wall at Rascasse. A kiss of carbon fiber. He held the throttle. The finish line loomed. Every eye in the paddock was on the timing screen.
Takumi crosses the line. What is the time? P1, provisional pole. The engineer is on pole at Monaco.
In the garage, chaos. Mechanics threw their arms around each other. Okada gripped the desk, his breath caught in his throat.
He built this. drove it. He proved everything.
P1 for now. But there are still cars out. I must wait.
2 drivers remained on track. The garage held its breath. The time was beatable, but only just. On the pit wall, Okada didn't blink. His hands were clasped so tightly the knuckles whitened. 1 driver flashed across the line. P2. Time not enough. The garage breathed again. The final car entered the last sector. But the split times were yellow. The lap was gone.
It's official. Takumi takes pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. The engineer has beaten them all.
The garage erupted. Mechanics slammed fists on desks. Caps flew. The chief engineer had done the impossible.
This is more than a pole. This is my faith in him, rewarded.
Then his phone buzzed. A private number. He answered, and the smile vanished.
The original test request, backdated. Yamato's access code was used. Send me everything.
The email thread loaded. Yamato's name, a request for a banned substance, and a demand for a positive result, all addressed to a third-party lab.
He framed Riku. He tried to ruin this team, and I called him my son's friend.
Why is Okada looking at me like that? Why isn't he celebrating?
Okada pulled Yamato into a private room. The celebration noise became a distant hum.
I have the emails, your access code, the lab request. You framed Riku.
That's a fabrication. Someone hacked my account? You have no proof?
Then explain this security clip from last night. You, at the drink station with a vial.
The camera was off. I checked. How does he have this? I was desperate. My father. I just wanted a seat for my friend.
Resign tonight. No announcement. But after tomorrow, you disappear.
If I go down, I'll take the team with me. I'll tell the stewards you knew.
Try it. I have a full chain of evidence to the stewards the moment you speak.
Yamato sagged against the wall. Okada left, the door clicking shut on a ghost, a conspirator. Amid the celebration, Yamato slipped through a rear door. The fuel storage was dark and empty.
1 dose of corrosive. The engine seizes before half distance. Takumi's glory ends in smoke.
He yanked on a rubber glove, unsealed a drum. The sharp chemical odor filled the corner. A young mechanic, just stepping in for fresh air, saw the movement. He grabbed Yamato's wrist.
Remove your hand. I am checking the fuel quality for the race.
The mechanic didn't budge. His grip tightened, and his voice echoed through the bay.
This was not the plan. Now Okada would surely expose him.
Caught in the act. Enough. Keep him there until the stewards arrive and summon everyone. No more hiding. They will hear the truth.
As the team gathered, the champagne went flat. Yamato stood pinned, all eyes on him. Okada's voice cut through the silence. This is not a celebration of pole. It is a reckoning.
He flashed his tablet. Yamato conspired to frame Riku with a banned substance. Emails, security footage, sabotage.
This is a lie. You can't prove anything.
I was innocent, and you destroyed my name for a seat.
Riku, I owe you an apology. The steward has the full file. You are cleared.
I wanted to shout, but all I felt was cold emptiness. Then I saw him.
Takumi had just stepped from the car, still in his race suit, helmet in hand. He absorbed the scene in silence.
You drove my car. You took pole. I should resent you. But thank you.
You were wronged. I only did what I had to.
They stood, racer and engineer, the conspiracy collapsing around them. Outside, the stewards took Yamato. Takumi stepped away from the crowd, the weight of the morning settling into his shoulders. The noise dulled to a hum.
I never wanted the cockpit. I just wanted the chassis to be fast. But today, the two became one.
Riku approached, footsteps slow, a mixture of shame and gratitude on his face.
I need to say this properly. You saved my career, and you showed what your engineering is worth.
I didn't do it for headlines. I just couldn't let you be destroyed by a lie.
Still, you drove the car, I couldn't. Tomorrow, the race is yours.
They shook hands, not as rivals, but as men who understood the cost of their sport.
The design works. That's all I wanted to prove.
Outside, the podium structure stood ready, but Takumi's gaze lingered on the car. His car. A voice called his name. The parade of champions awaited. He climbed the podium steps, his Nomex suit still damp with effort. The noise was deafening, the crowd a sea of color.
Pole position winner, for the first time ever, the chief engineer, Takumi.
Takumi raised the trophy mechanically. His eyes were scanning the faces, not basking in the light.
This trophy is heavy, but it belongs to the team, not to me.
The camera zoomed in, but he looked down at the trophy, as if it were a part to analyze. Then he saw him. Okada, standing near the edge of the podium, tears in his eyes. Okada gave a small nod, his lips trembling with pride.
You believed in me when no one else did. This victory is not mine alone.
The anthems ended. The other drivers dispersed. Takumi remained, holding the trophy as if it were a burden. Then he stepped down, not toward the media, but toward the man who had given him a chance. The parting crowd left a clear path to Okada. Takumi's footsteps were the only sound he permitted himself to hear.
Takumi, what are you doing? This is your podium.
Takumi extended his arms. The trophy, its weight a symbol of validation, passed from his hands to Okada's.
This is yours, Okada. I designed the car. Driving it was just to prove the design works.
You can't. This is your achievement.
I am an engineer, not a hero. The car is the hero. I only showed what it can do.
Okada's fingers trembled as he took the trophy. The tears he had held back all day finally fell without another word. Takumi turned. The half-zipped Nomex suit, the engineering polo visible beneath. He walked back toward his true station. The crowd, which had screamed for a champion, now fell into a stunned, reverent silence. Then applause for the engineer. He didn't look back. The pit wall was calling. The media scrum parted before him, questions flying unanswered. He had no more words for them. Inside the garage, the crew erupted, not in cheers for a driver, but in respect for their engineer. He reached for the zipper and pulled. The Nomex fell away like a second skin he no longer needed.
This is me. The polo, the data, the pit wall. That's where I belong.
He lifted his headset from the hook, its weight familiar in his palm. A tool, not a crown.
It wasn't about glory. It was always about proving the design.
The pit wall monitors glowed with live telemetry. The engine of the team still running. He walked the length of the garage back to his station. The crew made way without a word. Then he slid into the chair. The seat welcomed him, the screens waiting for his input. The engineer was home. No ceremony, just the hum of data. He settled the headset over his ears. The click was a promise returned. His fingers found the mic with muscle memory. The same motion from every debrief. His hands fell to the keyboard, and the telemetry bloomed across the glass.
The car never stopped talking. I just listened differently today.
From the back of the garage, Okada stopped. He didn't need to come closer.
The finest race driver I ever saw just gave away the trophy to be an engineer again.
Takumi's eyes tracked a throttle trace, already noting a margin for improvement.
2% more brake balance. I'll write a note for the night shift.
The pit wall settled into its rhythm, the crew moving around him without a word. Okada smiled, turned, and left the engineer to his work. The team was whole again. The next morning, the headlines were already legend. Engineer takes pole at Monaco. Yamato, stripped of his access and status, sat in a taxi leaving the circuit. He was already a footnote. Okada found Takumi where he belonged, headset on, eyes on the race preparation data.
Takumi, I've been in this sport 40 years. No one ever handed me a trophy that wasn't theirs.
It was yours the moment you trusted me with the car. I just did my job.
Number. You did more. You showed us what this team is truly made of.
Maybe that was the real goal. Not to drive, but to unite.
A silence hung between them, one that didn't need words. The team was more than a crew now. Takumi didn't look at the trophy that now stood on Okada's desk. He was already writing the next setup note. The race was tomorrow. But for the team that had been tested and not broken, the victory had already come. The next afternoon, Riku found Takumi in the garage. No tension remained, only the quiet understanding of two men who had been tested.
Your T-04 setup is now the official baseline. The whole team will build from it.
They can copy the numbers, but the trust that built them is what made it fast.
Before the crew, Okada projected the T-04 file onto the big screen. This is our foundation now. The setup profile flickered on every station, a quiet monument to 2 years of secret work. That night, fireworks lit the Monaco harbor. The team stood together on the pit wall, their faces turned to the sky. Takumi lingered, headset around his neck, the crackle of the radio silent. The circuit below was dark and still.
I never needed a podium. I only needed proof that my design could win.
In the quiet after the storm, the proof was everywhere. In the telemetry, in the eyes of the crew, in the man who had given away a trophy. He was exactly where he belonged. And that, more than any pole position, was the victory. The paddock had gone dark. In the empty garage, a single lamp burned above the engineering station. Takumi sat alone, the glow of 3 monitors carving his silhouette from the shadows. On the center screen, a folder waited. 3 characters, T-04.
2 years of nights just like this. Alone with the car and the data.
One corner of his mouth lifted. Not triumph, completion.
I never needed to prove them wrong. I just needed the car to be as fast as I knew it could be.
He clicked the folder closed. The desktop returned to its cold blue order. The monitors dimmed. From the circuit outside, a lone engine fired. The screen faded to black, and the sound of the engine rose, then settled into a hum.